Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Check-In. I'm Brother, and today on our chronological Bible reading plan, we are at the end of Book of Numbers. We finish the final three chapters today, 34, 35, and 36 of the Book of Numbers. Here in chapter 34, we see the appointed boundaries of Canaan established. So once again, the Lord speaks to Moses and he tells Moses what to tell the people. That has been the entire system the whole time since Moses had led the people out of Egypt. So here we see the boundaries of Canaan. Now, yesterday we talked about how two of the tribes, Reuben and Gad, they wanted their inheritance to be on the other side of the Jordan, not Canaan, but the side that they were currently in. And of course, half of the tribe of Manasseh. And the Lord agreed as long as those tribes would go to the promised land, fight for their other Israelites, and then come back. And so we see the boundaries for the 9.5 tribes who will be going into the promised land. We see those boundaries there in verses 1 through 15 of chapter 34. Then in verse 16, we see the leaders appointed. So dividing the land here, and you can find maps of this. I'll show a map today on our Facebook page, but you can look online if you're watching this on YouTube, and you can look up the maps of Israel by tribe, and you can see the division. And that's very important to see here. And once again, God is ordaining certain men. He's setting apart certain men, calling men to do this work. And so that is in the bottom of chapter 34. And then, of course, chapter 35, we see cities for the Levites. So we know that when we say the 12 tribes, the Levites are not one of the 12 tribes. They are set apart. So technically, you could say they're the 13th tribe because the Levites were the priestly tribe. And so God has a different plan for them. But they are going to receive cities, not land. That's very important. We see that throughout the Torah, the first 5 books, from Exodus to, of course, Deuteronomy, that the Levites will not receive land. But here in chapter 35, they will receive cities. And of course, those cities, if you look at those maps, are spread all throughout the land. And that's important because remember, the priests come from the Levite tribe. And so God wants holiness within his people. And so he places these holy people, these Levites, all throughout the land. So that's, once again, that's strategic. God has a plan. And then, of course, we see the cities of refuge. Now, there's going to be 3 on, of course, one side of the Jordan where the 2.5 tribes are, and 3 on the rest of the land that would become Israel. And the cities of refuge is places where if a person killed someone, not premeditated, but if it was a manslaughter, that's the